Welcome back to the news at 10. Well, promise made and promise kept. That's how the President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, summarized the groundbreaking of the second Niger Bridge in Onitsha, Anambra State, Nigeria's southeast region. The President told the gathering, which had governors, federal legislators, ministers, as well as traditional rulers, that the construction of the bridge will alleviate the suffering of travelers, as well as improve the road network between the southeast and the southwest. The old Niger Bridge sprawls across the Niger River on the Onitsha side of Anambra State to Delta State, with evidence of age written all over it.
Celebration of the construction of the second Niger Bridge.
The second Niger Bridge is coming 50 years after. The construction of the second bridge is from Ogbaru side of Anambra State to Delta State again. President Goodluck Jonathan says the project is part of the transformation agenda of his government.
And you recall my pledge to my people that the first Niger Bridge was constructed by the first Azikiwe, and the second Niger Bridge will be constructed by the second Azikiwe. On completion, it will alleviate the pains experienced by travelers as a result of congestion, particularly during festive periods. So this bridge is key in terms of economic development of our country.
The second Niger Bridge and the connecting roads will enhance economic development of the southeast and the southwest.
The second Niger Bridge is 1,590 meters long and forms part of the 11.9 kilometers length project, which construction cost is put at 117,860,700,741 naira and 82 kobo.
The project will be financed with both equity and debt to be provided by investors who will need to recoup their investment. The project will be 60% equity and 40% debt. The federal government has 30% of the equity, and other quality investors led by the Sovereign Wealth Fund, such as the African Finance Corporation and potentially the IFC, have expressed interest in both equity and debt participation in the project. These are quality participants indeed.
Other speakers at the event gave a thumb up for the initiative, but advised it is well monitored.
My complaint here, I did mention to the Minister of Works that you came here to flag off second Niger Bridge, and we are doing it in this tent. This is not a birthday party. I had asked to close down all the market in Onitsha, and they were asked not to come here. They are the people you are building the bridge for. We can invite this crowd for party, but the people in Onitsha who don't have this would have been done in an open field.
About 40 billion naira is said to be on ground for the commencement of work on the bridge. When completed, it will eliminate the burden of traffic gridlock suffered on the Anambra and Delta States end of the road. Nigerian women have been challenged to increase their participation in the governance of their country. Well, this charge is coming from the U.S. Consul General Jeffrey Hawkins, who also urged the men to support women as they play their role in nation building. Mr. Hawkins, who was the guest speaker at a forum organized by a non-governmental organization, Women Arise for Change Initiative, condemned the various forms of violence against women in the country.
Let's stop stereotyping women and confining them to preconceived notions of women's roles that are tied to the past. The world is changing, and people and Nigeria needs to change with the time. I'm calling for a peaceful revolution here, by the way. Women need to stand up for themselves, as that woman just did, and go after what they want. They need to get a good education. They need to study hard. They need to apply themselves. They need to be risk takers and follow the dictates of their own hearts when it comes to the careers that they want to pursue. There is strength in numbers, and in Nigeria, you definitely have that strength in numbers. With at least 60 million women in this country, you are a force to be reckoned with. if you learn to join hands and work together. As women, you know all too well how to multitask, how to negotiate, how to be caring, how to be peacemakers. Bring these skills to bear in forging the bonds and creating the linkages that will lead to your liberation and the advancement of this nation. You have the power. Women, arise.
First Bank, truly the first.
Indeed, we're moving on to business news. Here's Joke Rogers. Joke?
Thank you, Ijoma. Departments and agencies of government continue to storm the National Assembly to defend their budget proposals, even as the lawmakers get set to resume plenary after a 2-week break. Well, the lawmakers had taken a break to enable standing committees concentrate on the 2014 appropriation bill. Our correspondent, Larry Lasisi, reports.
A 2-week break by lawmakers in the National Assembly to concentrate and meet with government agencies on the 2014 budget was due to end last week, but appears to continue into this week as the House resumes plenary. The Committee on Agriculture received the Minister of Agriculture in a session. The ministry gave a breakdown of the budget of the ministry.
The amount that was allocated for capital projects was 28.2 billion, which is 78% of the total allocation. My ministry is allocating to overhead costs only 337 million, which is 0.93%, less than 1% of our budget is going to overhead.
The House Committee on Sports also met with the Director General of the National Sports Commission. Speaking afterwards, he dwelt on the need for timely release of funds to help ensure good outing for the country's sportsmen and women.
We always want to appeal for timely release of funds so that we can prepare for our competitions, we can have enough to do camping, we can have enough to take care of the athletes, and we can have enough to at least to go to competitions and bring laurels to the country.
The chairman of the Committee on Climate Change was clearly displeased with the allocation proposed for climate change in the budget. A position he made clear when the committee met with the Ministry of Environment on the 2014 budget.
Nigeria has its priorities elsewhere. We can glean from the paltry budgetary estimates that we still, regardless of what people advise, what experts advise, and regardless of the efforts that we have made to persuade this country to look in that direction, that is not yet a concern to our country and government, which is very, very sad.
As the lawmakers resume plenary on Tuesday, it is expected that they will now concentrate on bills they had previously put aside, such as the Petroleum Industry Bill, the Pension Reform Bill, and the review of the 1999 Constitution. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
Let's check out the currency market. The Naira rose 0.30% on Monday after the central bank intervened to prop up the local currency and sales of $20 million by the local unit of Italian oil company ENI. Nigeria's local currency closed at 164.40 to the dollar, up from Friday's close of 164 naira 90 kobo. The naira has been trading around 164 to 165 to the greenback, supported by direct intervention, which helped the unit recover from as low as 169, a level it hit when the government shocked financial markets last month by suspending the central bank governor. Well, Bisi Koku joins us now with a wrap of today's trading figures from the Nigerian stock market.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. The local burst began the week on a bright note as the key benchmark index appreciated by 0.57% to 39,062.15. Market capitalization also edged up to 12.54 trillion naira. Investors took delight in the shares of Nigerian breweries, Stanbic IBTC and Okomo Oil as they emerged Monday's top gainers. On the flip side, Nestle chopped off 9 naira 15 kobo recover from its share price to lead 22 other stocks that got the cold shoulder from investors. Churning out over 164 million units, NEM Insurance was the day's most traded stock and is followed by Access Bank and Transnational Corporation of Nigeria. When the closing bell rang, volume came in at 371.02 million units, valued at 2.58 billion naira in over 4,000 deals. And those were today's figures. I am BC Koka.
That's it on Business News on the News at 10. Ijoma returns in just a moment.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the News at 10, Bayern Munich Football Club president confesses to tax evasion. Well, that's on Sports News. Do join us again.